Hello, everyone. Excuse me. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live in the Hive. I am just checking to see if I'm live now. Hello, good evening. Please let me know when you arrive so that I know I have some friends out there. Hoping everyone had a great holiday. All right. Oh, hi, Gail. How are you? I am seeing your comment, the very first comment tonight on my end. Hello. All right. Oops, I need to turn that off. Okay. All right, let's see who else is out there tonight. I hope y'all had a great holiday, everyone. And I hope it was restful and that you are well. Hello, Margaret. How are you? I am happy to be back with you this evening. It's been a minute, hasn't it? It's been like 3 weeks. Thank you, Margaret. I'm anxious to catch up with you. I know you had a son get married, and I know I'll see you this weekend for a class. Hi, Susan. How are you? Thank you for joining. Hi, Tina. The little boys are awesome. They are doing so well. Spent a lot of time with them over the holidays, and it was just wonderful. So Susan says it was wonderful. She had a great holiday. She spent it with her daughter and grandson. How wonderful. We had all our children here, our 3 daughters and our 3 son-in-laws, and our 2 grandsons. So we had a really nice holiday. So hi, Lisa. How are you? Thank you all for being here. I've missed you. It's been nice to have a little bit of time off, but I'm happy to be back. And I am just really excited about the mini catalog and the suite that we're going to talk about tonight. Gail, I am so sorry you were sick. Oh my gosh. The flu has been horrible, and there have been a lot of, even on the news, the evening news, the national news are talking about how bad the flu is. So I'm so sorry you were sick, and we're hoping we don't get it. Hi, Donna. Oh, you finished your coneflower cards. Awesome. I'm so glad you like them, Donna. Thank you. Tina says she got a cold over Christmas. If I am to be perfectly honest with y'all, we also, we celebrated Christmas on December 29th because that's when we had all 6 of our kids together. And my future son-in-law came down with the flu, and then it trickled down to everyone, including the babies. And Tom and I did not get it. I'm not sure how that didn't happen, but it wasn't severe. So very grateful for that. So just not feeling so hot. Hi, Kisha. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Carol. And hello, Carol. Again, we've got 2 Carols tonight. Again, I'm happy to be with you this evening. Welcome to Facebook Live in the Hive. If you are brand new, please do not be shy. Say hello. You are among fellow crafters and friends. My name is Tammy Shia. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Hello, Bess. Thank you for joining. Hi, Peggy. There is so much Stampin' Up! News going on, as well as some of my upcoming classes and opportunities for us to be together. So we're going to start with announcements tonight. I know, that it's not the most fun, but there's just so much going on. I sent out a newsletter yesterday. If you are not on my newsletter, I'm going to show you where you can sign up, and that will keep you posted as to how as to what's going on. Okay. So hi, Liz. So if you go over to my blog, it is www.becreativestamping.com. Here we are. You can scroll down the page. Okay, and there's a little welcome for me. It talks about my virtual club, which I will mention this evening. And these are my recent posts. So if you click on a recent post, it can be any post here at the bottom, okay? If you go over here to the right sidebar, you can sign up for my newsletter. So please do that. Hello, Valerie. So if you're not on my newsletter list, go on, get signed up, okay? It's super, super easy to do. And that way you can stay informed. All right, let's talk about some Stampin' Up! Promotions that are going on so that we can get to the good stuff, and that's the crafting part. Let me get my list out because there are so many things. We do have a brand new occasions catalog. It debuted yesterday. And this is the front of it. I tell you, I've almost worn mine out. So this is the front of the occasions catalog. And tonight we're gonna be on pages 30 through 33, okay? So new catalog. And what's next on my list? Bonus days. So let's spend just a few seconds with bonus days. When you, and I'm going to forget, I've got to go back. Y'all are going to have to help me. Is it a $50 purchase or a $75 purchase? I can't even remember right now. Hang on a second. Sorry. The last hour here at my house has been a bit crazy. All right, let's see here if I can find it. And I'm just drawing a blank. I'm sorry about that. All right, let's see here. Hang tight. Oh, goodness. All right. Or maybe someone can tell me, how much do you need to spend to earn your $5 bonus? Here we go. I'm getting the information now. Sorry about that. All right, so our bonus days, yes, it's for every $55 in product purchased, you earn a $5 bonus coupon. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Donna. I don't know why I drew a blank just then, but the last hour and a half has been a little frantic here. Lots going on. Anyway, when you spend $50, you earn a $5 bonus coupon. You can redeem that between February 3rd and February 28th. So collect those bonus coupons. Now, once you've submitted your order, you'll get an email from Stampin' Up! With that coupon code. I will not have that coupon code, okay? You will get that in your email. I will not have a record of that, all right? Now, our January product of the month, and I don't know if I posted that. Let's see. I can go over to my blog. Our January product of the month is called Fabulous Sayings. And this is why I got confused, because there's two different quantities for two different promotions. When you place a $75 order, before shipping and tax, you can select the January product of the month. It's a wonderful set of greetings, and you can purchase that for $5. So yesterday I had to place an order, and you can guarantee it that I did do that. All right. So that's the January product of the month. Y'all let me know if you have questions. There are 3 new card kits that debuted yesterday. We have the Adopt a Pet kit. Isn't that great? And then we have Lots of Love kit. And if y'all hang on a second, we also have, I think is it called Butterfly Wishes or something? I'm trying to think of the name of that last kit because I don't have an image for it. But there's also a butterfly kit. You can find all of these kits right over here in my online store. And let's see. I'll just type in kits. Here we go. And let's see if I can find that birthday kit for you. I think it's Birthday Wishes, I think. So under kits is where you would look. Let me go to the second page. And of course, I can't find that either. So anyway, there are 3 kits. And I think I've told you about the Stampin' Up! Promotions. And I wanted to let you know that I am offering product shares again for this mini catalog. All right. So I'm going to show you where you can find that information. So if you would like to participate in my product shares, you'll be able to. Again, you're going to find it on my blog. And I am going to scroll down here. And I am going to put the link for the product shares in the post right after tonight's broadcast, okay? But on my blog, www.becreativestamping.com, you'll learn all about the product shares. So there is a product share for the designer paper and specialty paper. By the way, it includes all the designer paper and specialty paper in the mini. And it also includes a package in the January online exclusives. And the same with the ribbon share. It's $20. It's 15 yards of each ribbon that's in the mini and the ribbon that just launched in the January online exclusives. And then with the embellishment share, it's $40. It includes all of the embellishments from the mini as well as the January online exclusives. And so let's talk about the product share timing, okay? The deadline to sign up is by next Wednesday, January 14th. All right, so we got a week to do this. Again, the ship date's going to be Tuesday, January 27th. So we got a quick turnaround here. Designer and specialty paper is $65. Ribbon is $20 and the embellishment share is $40. You can purchase all three product shares for $125. I'm going to include this link for you all tonight after the broadcast. The link is going to take you to a Google form where you will read about the shares. Scroll all the way to the bottom and hit next on the Google form, and then just fill it out. And then I will email you an invoice within 2 to 3 business days. Okay? So that's for the shares. Deadline is next Wednesday night. Okay? I know I'm going to see a lot of you this weekend for class. You can tell me this weekend. You can pay for it this weekend. So, or you can go ahead and sign up on the Google form. And I'll put that link after tonight's broadcast. Okay? All right. So now I want to talk to you about Virtual Club. And I do have some sneak peeks for you tonight. My virtual club this month is featuring the Endless Love Bundle. This bundle is featured in the mini on pages 30 to 33. And these are some little sneak peeks of the cards, okay? Everything has been cut as of today, and I am waiting on product to arrive tomorrow. All right. And so I'll have everything for you this weekend for those that I see in person. And for those of you who are online, you'll get yours in a couple of weeks. So yeah, just wanted to tell you about that. If you go to my blog on the front page where it says Be Creative Stamping, you'll scroll down. And right here is the January Be Inspired Virtual Club. So you can click that image and you can read about it right here. And if you're interested in signing up for the Be Inspired Club, which I hope you are, this is a great time for you to join. You'll receive 8 cards at your doorstep, ready for you to stamp and create and mail for Valentine's Day. So to learn more about the Virtual Card Club, click here. It takes you to the link. It gives you all the information on the virtual club. So ladies, for those of y'all who are doing virtual club, now's your time to make a plug for it. Let others know how wonderful it is. You do get a welcome gift when you join. And after 6 consecutive months of being in the club, you get a free gift goodie bag worth $25. The value is $25. And you get product. You get lots of product when you receive this card kit in the mail. You get a half package of designer paper. You're going to get a full package of heart doilies. You're going to get a full package of embellishments. So this is a great time for you all to join. Start the new year out right, okay? All right, I am going to show you a sneak peek of the cards. Would you like to see them? All right, and this just might change your mind. All righty, I've got to move some things around here. All right. And let me find the cards. They are right here, and they are in no particular order, okay? All right, so here we are. Here is one of them, and you'll notice in this project, let me pull this down. You'll notice in this project, I've used a doily. These are the cards we're making this weekend, and these are the cards that are part of the virtual club this month. By the way, deadline to sign up for virtual club is Thursday. Is that Thursday? Yes, Thursday, January 15th. Okay, so that's the first card. This is the second card. So we even do the inside. So, and then look at this one. I love this one. I think this might be my favorite. So there's that one. And then we've got a really fun fold for you. Are you ready? It opens up like this. Are you all ready to make this weekend or this month? This is the best time to join Virtual Club. So, you know, it's the beginning of a new year. You receive 8 card kits in the mail, and you'll make 2 of each card. It is $45. It includes product, and shipping is also included in that $45. Okay? So here they are, and I hope you love them. I'm real anxious to get started making these with you and sharing them with you. All right, any questions? Does anyone have questions about anything that I've talked about so far this evening? Just let me know. If you do, I'm gonna get out my mini because we're gonna look at some of these pages, and then we're gonna create 2 really cute treat sacks, okay? All right. I'm not seeing any questions. So Made with Love is in the brand new mini, and it's page 30, 31, 32, and 33. So it has quite a spread. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit for us. All right, so that you can see. I'm so glad you love the cards. Please join us this month. It's going to be a lot of fun. By the way, with Virtual Club, I do video tutorials, and you get at least 5 videos each month, along with the supply list, along with all the measurements. So it's quite a, you get a resource page with all kinds of goodies on it. So, yes, I hope you'll join us. Okay, Made with Love is the name of the suite, okay? And tonight, we're actually going to be embellishing this heart gusseted treat bag. So tonight is all about treat bags, and I'm gonna share that with you, all right? Then we have this spread here, and you'll see that it has a stamp set, it has a set of dies, an embossing folder, the gusseted treat bags, some sprinkles or confetti, and ribbon, and designer paper. So this suite has a ton to offer. Then we have another spread with some wonderful, wonderful ideas that we'll actually talk about, and we'll do some of these things this month during our Facebook Lives, okay? And then this page is my inspiration for tonight's class. It is page 33, and these are the gusseted bags, and I'm going to teach you how to make this bag. Would you like to know? I'm going to share that with you this evening, okay? All right, so let's talk gusseted bags. They come in a package that looks like this. And you know what? I probably should have started with the stamp set and the dies, so let me do that real quick. This is our stamp set, and this is a close-up of it. And there are dies that you can use to cut out this as well as this. And I'm trying to think. You're going to see the dies up close in a minute, so you'll see what kind of fun things that this set offers. Here are the dies. And again, I'm going to show you a bigger picture of all of these dies. You get this large heart, and this large heart has holes in it. And so when you cut it out, you get this beautiful, beautiful heart. And that beautiful heart is right here. You also get this piece right here. Now, this piece is awesome because you can stamp happy on it. You can stamp day on it, today and always, as well as hugs and kisses. Those greetings will fit on this die cut, okay? Then we've got this piece, this heart, which offers you stitching as well as a hole at the top that you can run the ribbon through. And then you get a smaller heart here. Now this heart coordinates with this stamped heart, okay? And then you can stamp this heart, and you would use this die to cut it out. You also get a die for this heart. And what I love about this particular set is we get some extra dies, okay, which saves us time. For example, these two small arrows, they are on one die. Isn't that awesome? So you can cut two at a time. Then you have one large arrow. And there's also another piece where you can cut out all of these hearts. And when they're cut out, they are all separate. And another thing you can do is you can take that large heart and cut it out. Then you can take this piece right here and lay it on there and cut it out. You can actually cut both of these at the very same thing. So you could put this on your die cutting machine with that, okay? And then when it comes out, you have this beautiful heart. Isn't that cool? I love that piece. All right, you'll also get some 5 hearts that you can cut out at one time, but they come out separately. I love when they do that. And then you get 2 dies. Let me turn that around. You get 2 dies that are hugs and kisses. So you can cut 2 at one time. Isn't that awesome? And then you have these 2. You can cut 2 of these at one time as well. So that pretty much covers the dies, and this is what it looks like when you cut them out. So I really should have started with this first tonight. Okay. I don't have a lot of the designer paper to show you because I've used just about everything in my stamp room. So you can look in the catalog for that, and you will find that the paper is on 31 and the paper is beautiful, and it is part of the product share, okay? Part of the product share. Okay, now we can talk gusseted bags. All right, here we go. So these are the gusseted bags, and let's see how many are in here. 16 come in this package. We're going to be using 2 of them tonight, one for each project. You're going to notice that this bag does not have a bottom. So you can actually slide things inside, okay? You put some popcorn in there if you want. It's gusseted because it's got these pleats here on the inside, and they will spread out depending on what you put inside. You could put some Valentine sleep socks in here. You could put Post-it notes in here, candy. I think the sky's the limit. You can put just about everything in here. But that's the gusseted bag, and then you fold over, and then you can clamp it, okay? All right, so we're gonna embellish this bag first. This is so easy to do. Y'all are gonna love this. All right, so the first thing we want to do, this is the back of the bag because there is a seam here and it has this part right here. So this is the back. You would fill your bag, and this is where you would fold this over, okay? And we'll go ahead and put these around the back of the bag. So we're going to pretend we have some wonderful goodies in here. We don't. I wish we did. And you'll know that this is the back of the bag because of this seam. And it's real easy to see. All righty. So I am going to use some of our DSP. Again, I have very little of this left. Let's measure this so that you know about how much DSP to use. I think I might need to just scoot out just a tiny bit. Okay, so let's measure this so that you'll know. It is 2 3/4 inches. If you want to do 3 inches, you can do 3 inches. But this one here is 2 3/4 inches. And the length is 7 3/4 inches. I'm using this piece because it was scrap paper. If you want to make it 8 inches, go for it, all right? You can make it any size you want, but mine is 2 3/4 by 7 3/4. Now, once you've sealed your goodies in there, you are going to want to leave a little bit of space up here because we're going to wrap that around the very back, okay? So I'm going to put just a little bit of Stampin' Seal here and run that across the top. And you could also use tear and tape if you want. I do want to be able to get back in this bag so that I can fill it with goodies. Okay, so that is your first part. And then if you want to tack it down a little bit, you could put a little bit of seal there. And then there you go. You have the very first part of your treat bag. Now, I didn't mention this, but if you are in Virtual Club, you are getting a complimentary treat bag with your 8 card club kit, okay? So you will get one of these. Bobby, it's definitely going to be lumpy once we put something in here, okay? Unfortunately, I don't have any candy or anything to put in there right now. But if you put like a pair of slipper socks, I was thinking about doing that for my daughters. It's going to make it poofy. And that's okay. You can still embellish, okay? You can still embellish it. The next thing we're going to do is I have cut out 1, of the hearts already. Now I've already done the cutting. I did use the heart that has the little holes going as the outline. Okay, the outline of the heart has the little holes. And I could use this side if I want, or I could use this side. And I am literally just copying the book, okay? Something that I do when I get a new catalog and I'm trying to find ideas on how to, trying to find ideas on how to create cards and projects, I will make the samples in the catalog. And that kind of warms me up and gets my creative juices flowing. And then from there, I can kind of do my own thing. So I'm just going to kind of catty corner that a little bit, although I don't have to. Let's see what else I can do. We can leave it straight if we want, like this. We'll leave this one straight. How about that? All right, so that's the first part. Then I cut this heart. This has the stitching around the heart, okay? And this is bubble bath cardstock. And I'm going to take the stamp. It's called T-O, all right? So I'll show you. It is right here in the stamp set. And I've never used this 2 before, so you know what I'm going to do? I am just going to make sure I'm going to christen it. All right, make sure it's working well. And then here is where I can put 2, and I can write the person's name there, okay? All right. So this is definitely next. Now you can pop it up or you can tape it. Of course, you know I'm popping it up. My favorite thing, right? All right. Hopefully Santa brought y'all some extra dimensionals because we're going to need them this year. Okay. And then I'll put this about right here. Okay. Now our next step, sorry, I've had like a frog in my throat all day. This cardstock is strawberry slush, okay? So I'm going to share a little bit about this die so that you'll know how to do this. And also, here's a little tip for Virtual Club because we're going to do this in Virtual Club. The first thing you want to do is to take this die and cut it out first. So you would take this die right here and you can cut it out in Strawberry Slush. You can also use Flirty Flamingo and Real Red or Poppy Parade. So you have lots of options for that. Now, once this is cut out, you will take this die, which has 5 hearts, and then you would line this up and you would roll it through your embossing machine, your die cutting machine. All right. And by doing that, you are going to get this look right here. Okay. What you cannot do is, because I tried to do it. All right, let's pretend this is what we'll do. Here's some strawberry slush. Let's pretend I'm going to cut this out. And then I'm going to lay this in here. This is very difficult for it to stay. This die here, the heart die, does not lay flat. Okay, so that's why you have to do that separately. So I hope that makes sense. And so our next piece is to add this. And I probably would add this with a glue dot. So that's what I'm going to do next. And I will just line those holes up together. And I'll scoot in a little bit so you can see. There we go. Now you can see better, right? And then we're going to add a little hug and a little kiss to the bottom here. Thank you. My husband's bringing me water. Okay. Now, earlier, I actually used my my adhesive sheets to cut out a bunch of these. And I'll even show you, I might be able to show you my adhesive sheet and what I did. I will try and do that. All right, so I've got that on there, adhesive sheet. I'll show you that in 1 second. And then I'm gonna lift up the paper here. This can be a bit tricky. Okay, got that one up. And I will put that, of course we want it straight. So let me get it nice and straight. There we go. All right, and then this little heart, now this is really, really tricky, okay? There's the tiny heart that came out of this. And I am gonna lift this up, hang tight. I got it. Oh, the color. It is real red, Donna. Real red. Good question. And for this, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it up here. Might as well use it, right? So that is real red cardstock, real red ink. The large heart is not blushing bride. This medium heart is bubble bath, and this is strawberry slush. Now, another thing you'll want to do, but I'm unable to do, ribbon. I ran out of ribbon today. I have more coming tomorrow. This is where you can take your ribbon, and this ribbon is so pretty. Let me see. It is bubble bath. And it's linen ribbon, and you get 10 yards of that ribbon. So I would take enough, probably 12 inches, tie a bow, and I would add that to the project. And so we have a treat sack. Not only do we have a treat sack, but it was easy, right? Does everybody agree that that was easy? I know, the more stuff you add, the cuter it becomes. So you get 16 of these bags in a package. And let's see what they retail for. $11. So just a little over $1 a bag. I could see me purchasing one set of these and making all 16 and putting Valentine treats in it, and to be able to give those away. All right, any questions on this one? Pretend that I have real pretty ribbon right here, because I don't. I'm out of it. I should have ordered more during the pre-order. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. Let me know if there are any questions, and then we'll move along, and we're gonna be making another bag. I know, isn't that fun? Here's something else you can do. I could probably very gently open this up, lift the paper up, and get my goodie inside. But anyway, that's that bag. So I hope you like that. It's very fun to make. And this was the piece of DSP that I had used, and this is the opposite side of it. So we use quite a bit of this paper in our virtual club. And again, if you're part of the club, you're gonna get a complimentary treat bag to go with your kit this month, okay? All righty. Any questions for me? I'm getting things set up so that we can do our next project. This is my adhesive sheet right here, okay? And this is just 5.5 by 8.5 inches. I put the adhesive sheet on the back, and then I cut out everything. By the way, check this out. Here is that group of hearts. Can y'all see that? That I have not taken out yet and put on my chart. I like to make these. I made this, I cut these out, and I stuck them all here, okay? So made it real easy for me. How does it open? Well, the person who opens it, That's a great question, Margaret. You could definitely undo it like this. And so you may not want the seal behind it or attached to the bag, and that's okay. But just put little snippets. And then look at this, y'all. Look at this. This can open just like this. Margaret, I'm so glad you asked that. So see, there you go. It's a flat bag. All right. And yeah, that's how it goes. So actually, it's pretty easy to open, isn't it? I really like that, and I want to make a bunch of these. So if you were to make a lot of these, let's say you're going to make 16. What you want to do is you want to cut out 16 DSP strips. You're going to cut 16 large hearts, 16 bubble bath, 16 of the strawberry slush tag. Okay. So you don't even have to include this stuff if that's going to slow you down and you don't want to do it. But yeah, it's very doable. It really is, and it's practical, right? I think it's pretty practical. Okay, so our next bag tonight is one that has a bottom. Okay. Now you're going to see this bag in your new mini. It's page 33. And it was my tip of the week this week. It is right here, and I'm going to show you how to create that, okay? So you'll have two different kinds of bags. I'm using the very same gusseted bag, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull one out of the package. Whoops. And then it'll fall. Quite honestly, I've had a great day until about 6 p.m. and then it just got crazy. Okay. All right. Now remember, we know where the back of the bag is because we've got that seam and we have this on the back as well. Okay. I need to get my paper trimmer. You're definitely going to need your paper trimmer for this one. I'm going to zoom out a bit for you. And tomorrow I will have measurements for you on my Facebook page as well as my blog. And as a matter of fact, let me write myself a note. When I finish tonight, I'm going to put the link for Virtual Club. And I'll put a link for product shares. And then I will do measurements, okay? So that you'll have these in case you have these bags and you want to make one tomorrow or tonight. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. This is the top of the bag. This is the bottom of the bag, okay? All right, I just want to check one thing. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to cut 1/4 of an inch off the bottom of the bag. Everybody with me? All right, so let's look at 1/4 of an inch. It is right here, okay? And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to trim right there. And you might wanna just run your blade a couple of times, okay? Because you've got 2 thicknesses to cut out here. So I probably should have done it a few more times, but let me show you this. You can actually just run right across here with the paper snips. Okay? So now I've cut off the bottom of the bag. I'm going to turn the bag around, and I need to cut off some at the top, okay? So what I'm gonna do is, the top is here. I'm sorry, I keep turning the bag. The top is here, and we're gonna go over to 3.5 inches. Now I'm gonna fold this tab so that I can see 3.5 inches. My bag starts here, It doesn't start here on the outside of the tab, okay? So I'm trimming from here. All right. And so I'm just lining the paper up with the 3.5 mark, and I am cutting that off. So this is the top that I have cut off, okay? All right. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some blending, okay? And I'm going to use my blending brush, all right? And I'm going to need my real red ink. I'm just moving a few things out of the way so we have some space, or so that I have space here. Okay, now I want to show you one trick. This pleat on this side, we are going to pull it out, okay? And you'll see why. I'm going to show you a sample in a minute of what will happen if you don't pull this pleat out. Okay, so this is what's going to become my bag, okay? All right, let's do some blending, and then I'm going to show you what can happen if you don't pull the pleats out. Now remember, you kind of want to start off of your bag and then move in. Don't worry about the red pleats, okay? And then as you blend and shade, it'll just get lighter and lighter. Now you can do both sides of your bag, or you can do one side of your bag. Here's one side, and I left that side the way it was. But let's go ahead, since we're shading, why not? Let's do both, okay? All right, so back to blending here. And remember, when you're blending, start out light. You can always make your color darker if you want, but once it's dark, you can't lighten it up, okay? So start light. All right, so that's done and that is done, okay? All right, let me show you what happens when the pleats are inside. I was practicing the other day and my pleats were tucked in. Here's the pleat when it's out, and here's the pleat when it's tucked in, okay? When I tucked it in and I did the blending, look at the line that I am getting. Do you see that line? I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see it. I'm getting that line because this paper is under it, okay? And I didn't want lines on my bag. So that's why you want to pull those pleats out, okay? So I hope that makes sense. I didn't think it would do that, but I learned that it will happen, okay? This was my practice. Okay, we're gonna bring the trimmer back in. We've got a little bit more work to do to make it so it has a bottom to the bag, okay? All right. The next thing we're gonna do is, this is the bottom of the bag because I am looking at the hearts and the hearts are directional. So my hearts are going up. So this has to be the bottom of the bag, okay? Now I'm gonna score this at 1 1/4 inches at the bottom. And if you look at our trimmer, here is 1 inch and here's 1 1/4 inches. So I'm going to move my bag this way to 1 1/4 inches. I am going to score the bottom. Okay, give that a nice score line right there. Okay? And now, believe it or not, we almost have it. The next thing that we're gonna do is, I'm gonna put those pleats back in, and I'm going to go over here to the side, and I am going to trim this. It's going to become the flap of the bag. Everybody with me? Okay, so here's my bag. See my flaps? They're going in. Do you see that? This comes over this way. I use this side first for the flap because you see this part, this was the bottom of the gusseted bag, and I don't want this to show. So I'm gonna tuck that in. I'm going to take some Stampin' Seal, and you can use tear and tape if you want, whatever adhesive you want. I put it there, and now I am going to close this up, okay? Just like that. All right, so that is the bottom of my bag now. And this is the actual bag here. Now I've got a little piece of paper sticking out here, so I'm actually going to trim that. All right. So this is going to be the front of my bag because I want this flap headed towards the back. So this is the front. And now we're going to do a little bit of embellishing. This is the fun part. I took another piece. It's actually the same piece. Here is this, and then here's the heart. I've cut it out using the heart that has the little holes that go all the way around. And I am going to, let's see, I think I'll pop it up. Why not? So hang on, give me a few seconds here. Now, another thing you can do, you can actually take one of our doilies. So I'm going to show you that too, okay? All right. Now you can take a doily. These are our Love doilies, lovely doilies, and they were part of the November online exclusives. And so this doily has hearts in it, and you could take that and put that right there, okay? And that would make a really, really pretty bag. I'm gonna use the heart this evening, but you could definitely use one of the doilies and it would be very, very sweet, okay? All right, so let me show you those doilies. You get the real red and you get the white, and then they have another, they're two sizes. Forgot about that. They're two different size doilies. Here's another one. This one's white and it has bubble bath on this side. So they're two different size doilies. But I would use the smaller one for the bag, okay? I'm just gonna, all right. And let me see, how many of these do we get? We get 24 of these in one package, 24. Isn't that amazing? All right, so we're gonna add this. Let's peel off the paper. Anyone have questions for me as we embellish the bag? I'm gonna put this like this, okay? And then this right here is from our Everyday Arches dies. And I've got to find my stamp. Let's see, which one is it? Okay, got it. All right, so what we're gonna do is, this is the word Valentine's, and we're gonna use real red ink. So I'm gonna ink this. And you're going to stamp Valentine's right in the very center of the die cut. Okay? So there's that one. And then I've got to find the word happy. Which is right here. And we'll put happy about right here. Okay, and then the word day. So these are separate, which makes it really, really nice when you're designing your tags and your cards. Okay. All right, now before we put that on, we're gonna get out some of that wonderful bubble bath ribbon that I was telling you about. And I'm gonna actually add my bow over here. You may want to know how many inches this is. So let's see, 15, it is 31 inches, okay? And then we are going to wrap this around just like that. And then if you need to slide some of that ribbon, you can. By the way, you don't want to tie your ribbon too tight, because if you do, then you are going to, I'm trying to pull it tight so that you all can see what will happen. It will scrunch it up, all right? It'll make it really tight. For example, see my original? See how tight that is? You may not want it that tight, or maybe you do because it has a pleat on the side. So either way, just be mindful of the fact that you could tie it a little too tight. All right, and plus, once you get some goodies inside, it's going to be so much easier to tie the ribbon. So I'm going to slide this down a little bit. I'm going to check out my ribbon to see where it is. Yeah, 31 inches of ribbon or 30 inches of ribbon is going to give you plenty ribbon for your bag. Oh, Doris, I'm so glad you like it. Thank you so much. All right. We're going to use these scraps, and I'm going to put my dimensionals mostly around the edges. I'm going to leave this open here on this side because that's where my ribbon's going to be. So we have dimensionals on 3 sides. I'm using my scraps. I can get rid of those and start a new pack. We're going to add this here. Oh, but before I forget, I'm going to add this strawberry slush heart. This is also part of that bundle. But instead of gluing it to the bag, I'm going to stick this behind it, okay? And watch this. That dimensional, and if there isn't a dimensional there, we'll put one there, is going to hold that heart in place. And guess what? There's no dimensional there, so guess what we're going to do? We're going to put a dimensional there. And this is just so we don't have to glue. And then put that there, and it will hold it right in place, okay? You won't have to do anything else with that. Then you're going to also use, I use the Strawberry Slush and Pretty and Pink Gems. This is part of Virtual Club this month, so you'll actually get a full package of this. Not only that, but in Virtual Club, everything gets labeled for you. And so it will be labeled. And I am going to take some of these gems. I'm going to put one right here because I've got an ink mark right there. And I want to cover it up so that it looks pretty. And then I'll do a lighter pink here. And I think I'll do another lighter pink there. All right. All right, so this is our little bag, and there's still room to put tissue paper inside. You can put some white shreddy in here and a couple of little chocolate treats if you want. And these are the bags that I created. Now you're gonna notice something. This bag is shorter, right? It's shorter than the one we created tonight. Now that's so easy to do. All you have to do is just cut off some of the top. So it looks like on this one, I cut off a 1/2 inch at the top. And I used the Stampin' trimmer to do that. And don't forget about your doilies, okay? But these are tonight's projects. Any questions for me? I promise I'm gonna leave you measurements when I'm done this evening. I will be back next Wednesday evening, and we will be creating some more goodies with this suite, okay? All right, so for the month of January, we're gonna be playing with the Made with Love Suite Collection, which includes the Endless Love Bundle and all the little goodies that come with it. So stay tuned because I have some other great Valentine's Day gift ideas for you, okay? I'm so glad you like them, Carol, thank you. All right, any more questions? I'm gonna leave you a link tonight. When I sign off, you can come back to the Facebook post. There'll be a link for product shares, a link for virtual club, and then measurements for tonight's projects, okay? Oh, thank you, Mary Kay. Thank you so much. All right. I have to tell y'all a funny story about the Gusseted bags, okay? I wasn't gonna tell it, but now I am. So, Diane, Mary Kay, at 6 o'clock tonight, I decided I'd get everything out, and then I was going to go downstairs and have dinner and rest before tonight's broadcast. Well, guess what? I could not find my Gusseted bags. Now, I want you to look at the size of this package. You see how big this is? How can anyone lose something of this size? I turned my stamping room upside down 4 times. My husband did it at least twice, and we could not find these bags anywhere. I know my husband did trash on Sunday and dumped trash containers from the holidays and stuff, so we had a lot of paper. I don't know if my package fell into the trash can, but I have still yet to find it. I probably won't find it. So I hope you can appreciate this story. Anyway, I called Diane. Diane, who's watching tonight, lives about 25 minutes from me. I ran to her house, picked up her bags. I got back here tonight at 7:20. 10 minutes to spare before Facebook Live. So, it's been a wonderful day. I've had a great day. Mary Kay and I have been cutting paper all day. We are all ready for virtual club. We have 54 kits cut and prepped. And then I can't find the Gusseted bags. So Diane to the rescue found them for me. Diane, thank you so very much. I have some samples coming your way, and I'll give them to you on Friday. So anyway, I do love these bags, and I just think it would be so much fun just to make them in bulk and decorate them all. And you get 16 in a package. So anyway, I really hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. This was my plan since last week. And so when I couldn't find my bags tonight, it's like I didn't have a class, right? I had nothing else planned but our Gusseted bags tonight. So thank God. Thank God Diane had some. And I wonder if I'll ever find mine. And I'm pretty organized. I mean, I have all the little dies. I haven't lost a single die since last week. And I've misplaced the bags, or either they unfortunately went out with the trash. I don't know, but I am ready to relax now. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday evening. I will be back next Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. We'll be doing more Valentine's Day crafts. Looking forward to sharing those with you. I hope you'll take advantage of virtual club and product shares. A lot of hard work and love goes into these things. So I hope that you'll find these things very useful to you. All right. So have a wonderful week coming up. Let's see. Diane says, do you know they were shipped to you? Oh, they were shipped to me, Diane. I had a bag of 16 on the counter and I don't know what happened to them. And I have more coming tomorrow. So I have a shipment coming in tomorrow with the bag. So I don't know if I am extremely organized, Mary Kay. I'm doubting myself. I will find them when I'm not looking for them. That's what scares me. Oh my goodness. Well, ladies, thank you for sharing this evening with me. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. And I will see you next Wednesday night. Take care. Bye.